Happy Valentine's Day, everyone, for me. Well, it's Valentine's Day for me. But, you're probably thinking, Ray, why is Muzan here today? Today is Friday. Well, I thought, you know what? Since it's Valentine's Day, you guys get your sexy man for 3 days of the week. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. God, everything hurts. Yin laid sprawled out on the tatami mat floor like a starfish, her chest rising rapidly up and down, as she tried to suck in the air that she previously was almost heavenly in the moment. Both Kokushibo and Muzan looked down at her, the former with no emotion written across his face, while the other had mere irritation. Why are you doing this to me? She panted out, closing her eyes and wishing all of this that it was just a horrible dream. After Muzan so clearly had let her dumbfound by handing her a far cry from what she was used to, Kokushibo used that moment to strike her back with the hilt of his sword, sending her crashing to the ground with a choked gasp. However, that wasn't the end of it. No matter what she did or how she tried to outmaneuver and block him, because she wasn't trained in the art of sword fighting or common self-defense, she kept taking blows and hits again after again, meaning she fell to the floor over and over. Eventually, she couldn't get up, which is where we are now. If you can't even handle this much, human, you're doomed to keep dying over and over again, Kokushibo pointed out, sheathing his sword while his 6 eyes stayed pinned to her form. Yeah. She waved her hand up at him, whilst using her elbows to prop herself up. She glared at Muzan. That little shit! He thinks he's so great just because he's hot and the strongest demon. But so what? It pisses me off. Instead of beating me up with a sword, why don't you ask your minion over there to train my body strength to be able to handle everything else? Ian forcefully dully suggested to Muzan before once again turning to Kokushibo. And by the way, my name is Yin. Maybe you don't like to give humans any respect, but since I'm going to be here for a little while, it might as well stop calling me human or thing. Although she said this, it was no surprise to her that he and the other demon thought nothing of how she felt to be called with such a vulgar term. Kokushibo merely stared down at her. I have no need to remember your name, he statedly, strokingly. So what? She scoffed. Remember it anyways. The way you talk back to me, human, it makes me think that you have fantasized yourself to be an equal, leveling as demons, Kokushibo uttered as he crouched down beside her, his eyes boring into hers almost painfully due to how much crunchy and blank his aura was. Don't forget your place. You are food, nothing compared to demons. Oh, really? Yin shrugged his gaze off, instead standing up so that she had some semblance of power. Turning, she hated the way he towered above her. Let me ask you something. What? If you demons are so much more superior than humans, why have you come? You haven't wiped the Demon Slayer course out yet. She narrowed her eyes, noticing how Kokushibo and Muzan seemed to be filled with utmost and at just the mention of the group. I may be the weak and maybe the weaker humans out there, but that doesn't matter. There will always be someone out there stronger and willing to help out the weak. They will only die. Muzan spoke out from his spot, his gaze lowering to the ground as veins sprawled across his forehead, a clear sign of how angered he truly was, because of their foolish their weakness, they will always die by demons' hands. It's truly pathetic. Yin breathed in a shuddered breath, finding that for once she felt pity for these immortal beings that seemed to be stronger and more powerful than anyone else. Why is it like this? Why must demons feast on humans? Why must we always fear them? Kibutsuji, she muttered, drawing his blood-like eyes to meet her own. No matter how many you kill, no matter what spirits you crush, there will always be another inspired by those you have killed, those who you have sacrificed, and will raise up to once again face you. It's truly a pitiful cycle, isn't it? Muzan stood up so he could circle her, eyeing her like she was some sort of prey. How humans so eagerly run to their deaths, all because of what? What was it? Inspiration? Hope? You can never kill that. She smiled. Why would I want to do that? He tilted his head upward in question. The very hope that you speak of. Watch it drain from the very people that you say will always be there. Isn't that such an interesting concept to you? It makes me wonder just how flimsy of a thread you call hope and love and pain you humans hang on to. As she stared at Muzan, his smooth voice not once showing anything that he was feeling at the moment, Yin finally tore her eyes away. Even that, how serious this topic is that we're describing, the way he's looking at me, it makes my knees so fucking weak. Cursed by impure minds. Clearing her throat, Yin took a couple steps back from Muzan since he was only mere inches away from her originally, then stating, it doesn't matter. No matter how much we talk about this, our views will never align, because we will never understand each other. But, she looked up, glancing behind him and Kokoshiba continuing. Back to the original topic at hand. I do want to become stronger, but not because I want to be a demon. Why would I waste my time training you to become stronger if it wouldn't benefit me in the slightest? Muzan clasped his hands behind his back. If it's not for that, doing so well will be useless. The same could be said for keeping me here, she pointed out. Well, like you said, it doesn't matter. Muzan deflected her argument, shaking his head as if he were speaking to a mere child he was scolding. Because no matter what you want, or do, or not, you will become a demon because I willed it. Anyways, time for Toagawa era secrets. Muzan knows exactly what kind of effects he has on Yin. Yin can't fully despise Muzan and the other demons, no matter what they do to her or others, because she still feels as if they are characters who she can't share the same level of hatred with compared to people in her world. Kokoshiba immediately noticed how sensible Yin became to certain motives. Anyways, there's an extra one here. If you got to see the Halloween special, you know how this plays out.